Hey there, it's Krishanti with Krishanti.com, bringing you weekly videos about psychic development and spiritual and personal growth. And this one's about relationships. And I want to thank one of my closest friends for asking me to do this video. She's the one that came up with the idea because of a relationship that she went through and she's thinking about. It didn't last. And she said, maybe you should talk about karma and relationships and our shadow side and how certain relationships sort of ignite that or bring that to the forefront so that we can work through it and heal and evolve and grow. And I think she's totally right. And it does make a lot of sense. I mean, we're here on this planet to learn and to grow and to make mistakes and to learn from them and to hopefully forgive and to evolve into more of a state of unconditional love, which I've seen more from pets and animals than human beings. Humans have it kind of rough, and getting to that state of unconditional love is a challenge for a lot of people. And what can happen in relationships like the one that she was in is that the person will come and show you, be like this funhouse mirror kind of thing, and show you what your fears are and what you're manifesting and where your shortcomings are, like where you need to work on yourself, and it's not fun, but it's also a really helpful way to get to the point of being able to abolish those things that are holding you back and to get to a place where you don't have to experience that in relationship anymore. And that brings up to me a whole other thing about how you can do that and how you can get to the place where you're finally bringing in a relationship that's good for you. And that's the whole crux of my work. It's like, okay, how can we heal and how can we get to a place where things are good and we're not being shown this dark shadow, and we're not in a terrible karmic relationship that makes us feel awful and creates depression and makes our lives so challenging. But I feel like if we can look at it through the lens of, what am I here to learn? Like, okay, what is going on here? Why did that happen? And to analyze like everything, like about why that happened, or what I've talked about in a lot of other videos is, why does this keep happening? These patterns that continue to repeat. And I say this all the time, but it's true. When you see that there's a pattern, that's when you're halfway there to breaking it. You're not doomed to keep continuing the same thing. Like, how boring would that be? The goal is to break the pattern and then to move on into something else. And it's all about, a lot of it is about introspection. And if you're, let's say, for example, like you're in this relationship and you're like, this isn't like, I'm not liking this. It's not good for me. You can, kind of pull back and then look at all the things that happen and what it brought up in you, what it brings up in your consciousness and brings up from your subconscious into your conscious mind for you to examine and to work through, either on your own or with a therapist or with an intuitive. However you want to do it, it's doing the work. And the work is to help you clear some of that stuff, clear the baggage, clear that we all have, clear the obstacles, and move forward. So in a lot of cases, in negative relationships or karmic sort of things that are forcing you to grow in an uncomfortable way, it causes, it brings up stuff for you to reflect on. And ultimately sort of cycle out of. And there are so many different ways to do that kind of work. As I said before, you're working with someone that can guide you through it. Or again, doing more journaling work and introspective work and meditative work on healing yourself. I kind of lost track. I was like trying to finish my thought because as I was talking, a concept came up that I do want to address. It's very important that I'm not quite there yet as far as mastering in this lifetime, but I'm learning about, which is the idea. I heard this from Oren and Sanea Roman, who I follow and I really appreciate and love a lot. They have a lot of books and a lot of amazing resources, but they talk about learning that you can grow and evolve without struggle. Because so many of us, we feel like, okay, the only way I'm going to get through this and learn this lesson is to be in pain and to struggle. And what Oren and Sanea are teaching is like, well, there are easier ways to learn lessons. Like you can more easily flow through that. And I wish I could explain how, but I'm here to be honest and authentic with you. And I don't really know how. And when I do, I promise I will make an amazing video and probably a whole course about it. But still trying to figure that out. But the karma thing is just it's so interesting. And if you can look at it too, is like, what am I attracting in? Because we're magnets, we're magnetizing people in. Why am I magnetizing this person in? Why am I attracting someone that treats me this way? What is this person's behavior towards me telling me about my shadow side and about the darkness I carry within, or about how I feel about myself? Because oftentimes people will treat you the way you feel about yourself. And if you love yourself unconditionally and you love that inner child and you love who you are, more likely than not, you will bring in people who reflect that love back to you. If you carry around like I'm a piece of shit and I hate myself and I suck, you're more likely to bring in people who are going to reaffirm that to you. So if you're in an unfortunate situation where someone is treating you in the way that you don't want to be treated, you might, kind of shine a lens on, or shine a light on how you're kind of thinking about yourself, if that makes sense. And this was a little rambling and long-winded. I hope I got the point across. If you have questions about this stuff, please put them in the comments below. If there are experiences where, like, what I'm talking about, share them too, because this is an open forum for us to discuss our whole evolutionary path. And I'd love to hear what you have to say, as would everyone else. So thank you, and thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.